Hi, good morning to all of you. So this is the course that we wanted to learn people to learn about Python and how we can use for AI. And we will also be incorporating some ChatGPT, help. We will be able to make two fully functional projects based on the user's choice. So we will at an appropriate time we will share you the possible projects based on your opinion. We will make the two of the projects completely from end to end. So we'll start from there. uh, just I will start sharing my presentation. Let me see. Yeah, I'll start sharing the entire screen. Yeah. I hope all of you are able to see my screen. Can you please confirm in the chat message? Yes. Okay. Um, yeah. So thanks. If you're able to see the presentation, we'll proceed. So as you know, this course is being taken by me. I am actually Dr.K.Sudheendra Rao. I had done my master's and PhD from IIT Kanpur. I'm also a certified data scientist, and I have relevant experience in terms of developing customized data acquisition software and analysis software for various clients, and for our own internal use as well. uh, we have developed custom softwares for technical analysis, and we have I have sold them to different clients, including some international clients. So as far as my training goes, I have been giving training for robotics, drones, AI, and machine learning for over 3,000 students I have covered. So I have also trained students for participating in national awards. They have won the national awards, uh, the in robotics and drones and AI. So currently I am the founder and director of Liquotronics. I'm working in the field of technological innovations, and I'm trying to help next generation, and people who wants to come into professionals, who want to become professionals. So coming back to this course is basically we are going to have 30 plus hours of interactive live sessions. So the session is going to be 2 hours. So most likely we would leave last 15 minutes for question and answers. I don't want the flow to be disturbed initially. Please take down the notes. And of course, all the sessions will be recorded and will be given to you for lifetime access. So if you have missed something, if you're not able to do, you can always collect it back and ask me the questions during the question and answer sessions. So please follow the instructions carefully, and try to take your notes on a physical paper or a notebook, so that you can follow all the instructions that I'm giving. And but don't try to do it right away. Try to follow it, the same thing after the session is over. Try to spend half an hour or so, so that whatever I have taught you has gone in, and you are able to do it practice beyond the session. So that will be more helpful for you, because once you absorb the content, you need to practice. That would make you more uh, hands-on with the content that I'm trying to teach. So we are going to in this course we are going to do two hands-on projects. We will be taking you in based on your opinion. So I will maybe after the couple of sessions, maybe by the end of next week, we will try to put in all the project details, so that you can make the choice among them. So whatever the top two projects come from all the participants, we will take up those two projects and build from the scratch and try to complete those projects through this course. So before in this first 5 sessions, I will be trying to cover the basic topics, the basic syntax, how we are going to use, so that your basic basics of Python programming becomes robust, and you will be able to cover whatever is required. So I'll be going, at a pace which I am able to communicate it to you. If you feel that it is faster, please do let me know in the message, so that I'll be looking for chats and whatever the things that people are commenting, and I will try to, as and when, uh, if it is possible, I will try to. But please don't ask questions in the chat at this point of time. I will give you access at some point of time. Once I cover the topics, then I will always keep the question and answer sessions. That time you can ask the questions. Then we will be able to utilize our all the participants' time much more beneficial way. So we will try to. Already a group has been created in WhatsApp. You can use that group and post your queries if you're facing some issues. And like other participants, I would request that if you know the answer, try to give the feedback. That makes try to become engage you in the whole process, so that you learn a lot more than just trying to learn from an instructor. Yeah, we will do the course, but your active participation makes you to learn a lot more. Okay, so we will be having a weekly 4 sessions: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that will be from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. If any adjustments are there, we'll make a prayer announcement so that you can follow it. But as of now, we are planning to go ahead with the same timings. Okay, so today's session, it will be extension to get lot more detailed session of whatever you had seen in the demo class. It will be having introduction to Python, why Python has become popular, lot more understanding of Python, what are the possible libraries that you can use it for various other applications, and mostly the libraries that we are going to cover in this course to a great extent. So we will also learn about setting up the environment, and that would be please follow this environment today, so that you can install all the things. And once the session is over, we will start having in the next session. uh, you don't need to run it simultaneously, but yes, if you have faced any problem, we can take those questions and we'll try to resolve whatever the issues that you are facing. Okay, so I will assume that you will be doing this environment setup. If you have done, well and good. Else, please try to finish it today, so that from Monday onwards, you can, after the sessions are over, you can try to practice quickly. uh, my again sincere request would be, do not try while class is going on. Try to focus, try to note down your notebook, and try to practice after the class. Um, take out some couple of minutes. That would be much easier, rather than trying to miss some of the important points that I'm trying to teach. Okay, so what is Python? As Python is a high level language. uh, it is more like uh, it requires a certain compiler which does the analysis and executes the code. And it is interpreted programming language. Basically, what do you mean by interpreted programming language? It goes through line by line execution. It interprets the whatever the code that you have given, and it is very powerful because of its simplicity and readability. When you look at any Python code, which is a standard program that is written, you will feel more like that you are trying to read a standard English language. It will be much more easy, and compared to any other standard syntax of other programming languages, Python is one of the easiest languages that you can think of in terms of syntax. Of course, this was developed in 1991, and mainly it has become very, very popular for data science. It is extensively used for data science, and there is lot of support that is available. on internet, you can build a lot of applications based on Python. And that makes, when I'm going through the various libraries, I will show you how, how that has changed. So a lot of companies, uh, in fact, Google, NASA, Instagram, Spotify, these are very famous companies which have built their overall, even whole thing with Python. Being Python being open source, whatever you develop, usually you can share it, and that becomes much more useful for others. That's the way that this Python language has grown a lot of over the years. So just to quickly tell you that, Python has been the dominant programming language that has picked up substantially uh, once it has been launched, mainly because of its simplicity and the support system that has got developed. And at some point of time during our initial years, C++ was a standard programming language. Now it is the Python. Even if you go to most of the colleges, schools, now most of the places you see Python being taught, because that's the standard now, industry standard. Everywhere Python is being used. And one of the key advantages with the Python is it is compatible with other programming languages. Like, you can use existing C code, and you can take it inside the Python with some of the standard libraries like GCC. You can use them, and the existing code becomes compatible to the Python code. So I'm explaining all these things because they will become very relevant for you when you start doing a project, or uh, whatever the things that you are trying to do in when you get a job you want to do. It becomes, Python becomes much more user friendly in that way that you should know all these features so that you will be able to get the advantage of the language, right? Yeah. So why Python has become popular? Basically, it's easy to learn, primarily because it's simple and readable syntax that you, while you're reading, uh, once you start seeing the same thing in the next maybe 3 sessions, 3 to 4 sessions, when I will try to teach you the basic syntax, it is much more easy compared to some of the standard programming languages. I will also show you, how in other languages the basic syntax is being written. In this, how it becomes much more easy and simpler, right? The second biggest reason why this has grown in such a large extent is because of the community support. Lot of once it becomes easy, a lot of people are able to contribute, and it has built up into such a large community. You ask any typical question, you get very quick answers. There are a lot of, I will share it with you, some of the sources where you can look for this kind of information, where and all you will be able to get the help from here. Okay. So the next part is that it is versatile. It can be applied to many domains. It could be web development, it could be automation, it could be, there are a lot of domains on which this is being applied. Like for example, somebody might be becoming an expert in MATLAB or Mathematica, or Fortran. Those are very specific to scientific languages which are having a, there might be very lot of tools that are available there, uh, but it is limited. It is, whatever the program that you write there, it is not possible to have something else being done. So like, you are a MATLAB programmer, you can't become a web developer over a period of time. But the advantage with the Python is you can switch various domains of programming, web development, automation, a lot of things you can do with, data science, data analytics. A lot of things you'll be able to do with the help of Python. So that's why, again, Python is very, very popular. And it is very efficient, because being a much later developed program, the programming language, this is supremely efficient. basically, if you write a program, how quickly and how efficiently you'll be able to use uh, is the final thing that matters, right? So Python is supremely efficient, among the all the languages. It becomes much more, execution wise, compiling wise, it is super efficient. So some of the possible tools where you can get lot more information is like, you search for any problem that you are facing. Let's say, you are not able to, you are facing some error and you want to troubleshoot. A lot of information is available on these resources. One of the major resources, GitHub, where, people, whatever the codes that they are trying to develop, whatever they have developed, uh, it is available on GitHub right now. If I feel that, I have developed this particular software which can be, of course, it's being a open source. It is option is always there, that, whatever you develop, it is limited to you. But people do share in public domain whatever, if they feel that, it is beneficial for a lot more communities, lot more people will be able to use. So if you go through GitHub, a lot of public libraries, whatever the people have developed, they have put in, for they can develop further based on that. So of course there are a lot of YouTube videos how you can do a particular things. And that is the overall support system that you can look for. And always, of course, you can search for Google for a relevant problem. You will always find a relevant website which might be, solving that problem. Okay. So the next thing that, is very why Python is popular is because of, extensive libraries. Whatever the people are developing, they have put it into a public library. That makes, not reinventing the wheel again and again. This is a scientific term that we use, in the sense that, we don't need to keep on redoing the same thing. Rather, we can build upon somebody else's work and go ahead and implement whatever we require. That makes, this Python being, a lot of libraries are being built in with the ease. You can install those libraries, we'll be able to do it. So one more powerful thing about this is that, it works on Windows, Mac, and Linux. Whatever the programming that you have written, it's a system operating system independent. Of course, you will be requiring a appropriate, kernel being installed. If it is Anaconda, you have to install in all the three, and the same code will work on all the three places. There could be some minor corrections that will be required, but if I call off overall, it would be possible that you can use on any of the platforms. You will get some smaller minor errors because of change in the syntaxes, little bit minor things. But otherwise, overall, it's much more easy to do it in a cross platform, working from Windows to Mac to Linux. Okay. So it has integration with other languages, as I was telling. If you have written a code in C, some of especially legacy companies which have a lot more older codes which have been written, maybe very very old, somebody has written, and now you want to build upon that further. In, for example, in Python we have something called GCC. Okay, that is a library which can understand the C code and get it. You can use the same existing C code into Python. That is the power of Python. You can just install that library and try to use that, whatever the earlier code that was written, you can call those functions, whatever it is required, just integrated that into your own Python uh, program, whatever you are trying to solve. And of course, one of the major reason why this has become very popular is because of the open source. And what do you mean by open source? if you are publishing whatever the code, you have to publish along with the source code. So the end user can always modify that source code, and they can use it for their own modifications, whatever is required for the their own program. So that makes it more powerful. Somebody else has written a code, you can look at that code, you can make it more super efficient, you can make it uh, that is the any library that you can see, you can always download the source code of that library and modify it and use it. Okay, so that is the advantage with Python. Okay, so coming to some of the key points. So Python has a vast amount of libraries. There are top 30. If you keep on searching, you'll keep on getting different things. So I try to cover top 30 libraries that are being used by the standard software industry. As such, for machine learning, web development, automation and testing, image processing, game development, and web scraping. So there are these are top libraries that are being used by various people, and the popularest among all these is this machine learning. That's where Python is super efficient in that way. So you will see that even our course will cover a majority of these libraries in the course. We'll be covering pandas, some to some extent NumPy, matplotlib, and SciPy and scikit-learn. Based on the project that we take up, we will cover some of the topics inside this. But yeah, we may not be having a deeper understanding of this. And at this stage, I don't think so you would be requiring, being a beginner's course, you don't need to understand all the intricacies of scikit-learn or SciPy. You should be able to use it efficiently. That's more appropriate. And of course, being a open source system, you can always look for whatever the problems that you're able to you're facing, and you can solve those problems with the help of uh, uh, that open source, the other community that is available. They can help you, your own friends. And of course, if you are very particular about, for example, going to a full stack developer, becoming a full stack developer in web development, there are a couple of courses running by Raj Informatica. You can look for them. We might have some more things specifically for other applications. We would be going ahead and launching, I'm sure Raj would be interested in launching those kind of courses based on, whatever the users' interests are there. That is the basic purpose of, I think, Raj's whole this course that he has started off with Raj Informatica. Okay, so there are a lot of automation that is also happening with the help of Python. There are some level of robotics. All the things are also being done with the Python, and so these are popular libraries. We would be covering these just 3 to 4 of them majorly, and some of them based on the need of the project. Okay, just give me 1 second. Yeah, thank you. So we'll continue to the next. So where and all Python is being used? It is being used for web development and data science and machine learning. There are these libraries are available. Just you can install them, and there is a very easy to use syntax. You can use those and try to develop your projects based on these libraries. So basically, for this course, we would be mostly covering on data science and data analytics to some extent, and hence we would be focusing on NumPy, pandas, and to some extent even maybe SciPy and scikit-learn, for machine learning. And we would not be covering these web development. that is full stack developer course that is available. You can look for that if you are specifically looking for web development. Okay. uh, so other places where Python is being used is in automation, especially you can write your script and save it as a .py, and you can execute them, and a lot of automation is possible. And where and all you can automate, like for example, you can look for some file management, data entry, email management. So you can use Python script, like for example, uh, you want to have a backup of data on a daily basis, whatever your system is having on a you can say you have two systems, you want to make both the systems having the same data. Maybe you can put it as overnight, maybe at 12 in the midnight, you can have both the pieces being synced. That kind of automation is possible. And for data analytics, and you want to have some website monitoring, that is possible with automation. And some for generation of GUI, you can do GUI automation. Like social media management, nowadays lot of automation, what is the trending, picked up, what is the trend, all that happens in the social media. You must have seen that this is now trending, that is happening, right? So that happens based on these automations. It automatically picks up what other people are trying to post in the content. So lot of automation is happening at this point of time with the Python. So what is the power of Python? You can do even a large amounts of data crunching. We call it as crunching, means trying to analyze and put it into a smaller analyzable part, where you can understand the data more. In fact, a lot of very absurd way of looking at data is also happening. I'm calling it absurd way because conventionally we don't look at like that, right? Like for example, I was just going through that, uh, uh, how based on past data also, they can predict what is happening. Just I was telling in the last that introductory class, nowadays people are using there is a music that people listen to, right? So that what are the songs that people are listening to? For example, in Indian market, in Indian context, in India, what are the people are listening to songs, over a period of time. They take a data, like for this whole week, what songs have become popular. Based on that, they can predict a lot of things what people are going to do. So it's a very huge amount of data, but that is being analyzed for a completely different, like what they're trying to analyze how the share market is going to be there for the next week, based on the what kind of music people have been listening in the last past week. That basically it's if you try to analyze, you will understand that there is some psychology that is involved. What people are listening to music, their actions are based on that, and hence that leads to a consequence of market movements. So you can understand how people are trying to make these analytics in a completely it's all about, you have a certain data, you analyze it, you need to make certain amount of correlation, how this market is getting changed with what kind of songs or what kind of things people are doing, right? So you go with a certain hypothesis, you test it, and if it is working, well and good, you go ahead and try to predict in the future. That's what we call it as machine learning. uh, you go ahead with the past data, try to project what is happening, and you try to understand whether that is happening or not. So there is always a success rate, failure rate, you try to analyze them. Based on that, you come to a conclusion whether there is certain amount of analysis which is correlated or not. And then we will learn a little bit of that during our project. it is on the same line that we would be building, our project. That based on the past data, we will try to see what are the things that are happening. And of course, it all depends on the project's choice that we make, and accordingly we will do that. And of course, nowadays a lot of other kids are playing the games. You can develop a lot of games with the help of this Python. And Internet of things, like right now, in lot of automation is also happening in terms of electronics. Like for example, uh, there is a large amount of sensors and that are being installed, like in electronic sense, right? So there are a lot of automation that can be possible, internet of things, with the help of Python. You can code it, program it, understand it, right? uh, Sorry, will you share the presentation, sir? Yeah, yeah. So I will be giving this presentation. I will be sharing the PDF of this with the participants. Of course, it will be with the Raj Informatica. So they will give you access based on that. Um, we will see that we will try to do that. Yeah, so there is a internet of things that is happening in terms of lot of automation, being a Python, being a language which can is compatible with multiple things. You can use the same Python language for programming it inside your sensors or electronics, all that. Then you can also use the same thing for user interface, for analysis. That makes complete Python being used from starting to all the way to end. So that is the power of Python. For example, you can always have it a similar thing with happening with the C. Okay, but it's very very difficult to write. But with Python, with inbuilt libraries, the same thing can it's not that it is impossible to do it with C, Java, or Visual Basic. There are other standard languages that is possible, but the development time and the support system is very very limited in other languages. Whereas in the case of Python, you have a huge amount of libraries which are inbuilt, which are somebody else has built in. Your development time becomes very quick. That's why Python has been very very popular. Okay, so that is what like for example, you want to have one of the standard ways that nowadays you can see that web scraping, that is the very popular with Python. You want to analyze certain amount of data, like for example, how many visitors have come, and you want to put it back onto the website, certain information, what is happening on social media. There is a lot of information that you can take it from the internet and analyze and use it for your own purpose. uh, that's how I was telling in the first session that about Google. Why Google has become such a big company, is that right now there is a this is like a funny comment, but yeah, it's like Google knows more about you than yourself. Okay, that's the kind of satire that goes on in the market. Like Google knows more about than yourself. How does it know? Basically, it has all the information, whatever you have been doing. You have your mobile phone, how, where and all you are roaming, which shop you went, you search for a keyword, like for example you made a payment. All that information is available. And of course there is also ethics, that is that's why they always keep on changing the privacy terms, all that. But still they have a substantial amount of data. And with that, uh, you might have searched for something at some point of time, but that you might have forgotten that I might be looking at. But suddenly you will see that there is a like for example, this Python course itself. You must have looked at some point of time. Google recommends you that there is a new Python course that has been floated by Raj Cloud Technologies. You can see that our advertisement is being popped up to you automatically. Google, that's how Google makes the revenue. you know they advertise other appropriate thing based on your preferences, and whatever is based on your past historical actions. It could be, you might be moving on to a restaurant. You must have seen this, right? Google nowadays also suggests a appropriate restaurant based on your food choice. How does it do? Precisely from these kind of data analytics that I was talking of. So it all depends on what you want to do. Right now there are a lot of things that are possible with this. Okay. These are basically typical applications, and there are multiple Python libraries. So as I was already telling that, we would be covering majorly pandas and numpy, and for data visualization we'll be using mostly matplotlib. This is a standard library for visualization. It's a simple multiple 2-3 lines of code. You'll be able to see the plot, uh, because that's how the library has been built. And in a machine learning, we have scikit-learn and tensorflow. But mostly I would be, based on the requirement of the project, I would be covering scikit-learn. Okay, so what does it do? Basically, for example, some text analysis that you want to do. One of the common thing that nowadays is happening is that, you must have used these kind of things. Right now I'm speaking in English. I have seen that, somebody has clicked that they want to see the transcription, the text to be in Telugu. Okay, so that is possible with basically scikit-learn. So basically, as I'm speaking, it can convert that particular what I'm speaking in English into a Telugu transcription. How does it happen? Basically, these are machine learning techniques which are used, capture whatever I'm speaking and convert that, much more faster way. As I'm speaking, it is analyzing what I'm speaking and trying to convert that into multiple languages. That's how you're able to use it. So basically, there are a lot of things that are happening in the world. So everywhere, wherever there is a value, people are coming in, building their own applications and try to capture their own market share. That's how the whole thing has been going on. A lot of people are developing their own applications. Like for example, automatic trading system. Like a couple of my customers had asked me, they want to analyze real-time market data and they want certain predictions to be happening. You can do that. But of course, there is always subject to market risk that we, it's there is a limited accuracy, and you have to be aware that, what are the limitations that are there. Like for example, you are trying to capture the data from sources, whether that is legally allowed or not allowed. You have to make sure that, it should be legally possible, or else, there could be some legal consequences as well. So you have to please go somewhat slowly, sir, it's too fast. Okay. um yeah. Thanks for, it happens when I'm trying to speak, I might be missing. Please do message me if I'm going a little fast. So see, I hope you are able to understand that pandas is basically used for data manipulations, like, where you want to modify the data. It could be like, there might be some of the datas that are not relevant. There are errors. How you are going to analyze? We are going to use pandas as a library. Okay. And we are also having numpy for modifications, multiplications. There are a lot of things that we would be requiring. Okay. Those are the libraries that will be using it for data manipulation. As I was telling, matplotlib is a standard library for most of our conventional plots and how a graph or a picture says 1,000 words, though the content wise it is very very small, right? So that is why it is very very important in that sense ki data visualization you will be able to it's very very important part of it in especially data analysis, how you are going to do it. We will see, I will explain you. Just right now at this stage I'm trying to give you a overall overview of kind of libraries that we might use. Okay. Again, I will try to repeat how a scikit-learn is trying to work. Okay, this is I think a little tricky part. I will try to repeat that. Scikit-learn understands whatever we are trying to like for example, just I was telling that one of the user has set the language captions to be Telugu. Okay, I was getting the notification. uh, how that happens, you know whatever I'm speaking, it is getting recorded. That is getting recorded in English, and based on various words, various sequences that we speak, uh, you can train your language. Like for example, in this case what Zoom does is whatever the text that I'm speaking is getting recorded, right? That text, and that text will be used when converting into multiple languages. Okay. uh, so that how does it happen? So like you take maybe hundreds of pages of language, try to convert that into a different language. People do it literally physically, and then give both the information to your machine. Okay, it should be able to understand both the parts. You can train it. Means you say ki, like for example, you say good. Okay, whatever is the appropriate word for the good in your own language, it could be Telugu, Kannada, whatever it is. So suppose for example, since I have seen that Telugu as a captions that people have put in, I will say, for example, Telugu, what they do, they will see what are the appropriate words for the good. Good, whatever the words that are there, they will pick up. So in Telugu, multiple words are there. So when it comes in a sentence with these words, what should be the appropriate word that should be used in that sentence? It will pick up from there, and it will transcript. But understand that this is happening in a real time kind of situation. As I'm speaking, it is converting the same thing. So how does it happen? We have already trained our system that there is a program running in the backend which understands what I'm speaking and trying to convert the same thing into Telugu. Okay, so that is what we call it as machine learning. It understands and it is able to do. And of course there are standard web development library. You can use DJango and Flask. Please pardon me with the pronunciation. It could be that I may not be very since I don't know some of these libraries uh, uh, being used in very extensively, and I have not used some of those libraries, and hence my pronunciation may be a little different. But yeah, so please go ahead, and if you are facing any problem with those, we have our one full-fledged full stack course available on this. You can always enroll in that. And of course, automation, we use mostly Selenium and beautiful soup. I always get this, scoop as trying to extract, but yeah, this is a beautiful soup. That is the library that is usually we use for scooping the, means trying to extract websites, a lot of information. Selenium is basically to some extent at some point of time you want to run it or you want to do some level of automation there, we use Selenium. Okay. So these are the popular libraries that we use it for different, uh, our Python programming. So as and when whatever is required for different projects, I'll be explaining then and there that this is the library that is working on like this. And we will go ahead and we will be more focusing on how to use a particular library rather than understanding how that library is built and what are the users. I am somehow, yes, at a certain extent, if you are becoming a full-fledged, hardcore coder for developing that particular thing, yes, I would suggest. But, I'm sorry, just give me. But if you are trying to work upon a certain application, um, completely different, for example, you are trying to look for a data analytics, then you don't need to go through, Flask in completely full detail, right? It might be helpful if it is required. We'll use it as and when it is required. But otherwise, I don't think so. You would be required to go through in such a great detail. Okay. So our focus will be more on usage of a particular library for our end application rather than having, trying to learn various Python libraries. No, that's not the focus on which I will be taking this course on. So we will be using various libraries as and when it is required. As much as information that is required, we keep on learning and progressing further. And of course, there are a lot of information available. You can always go through. If you're not understanding any particular topic, you can always go through that particular topic in much more deeper way. Okay. I hope you people are able to follow all the way up to here. Let me see what is the next slide. I will try to, yeah, I think all the way up to here. Please share your, comments and feedback in chat so that I can quickly understand whether your people have been able to follow and how Python has been very popular and what are the libraries that we can use it. Please do chat, because otherwise it becomes very difficult for me to understand. So let me take a couple of minutes break quickly. I think, yeah, it's 8:55. So please do post your, quick comments, whether the course is going appropriately, too fast, you're able to understand, not able to understand. Please post it on a chat so that in next 5 minutes, I will go through them and I will just drink some water and quick things like that. Okay. Please post your comments on chat. Yeah, first of all, are you able to listen to me? Please confirm yes or no, because did I lose my connection by any chance? Oh, okay, good. uh, really, okay, moderate speed. Okay, yes, good. So, yeah, sometimes it happens, I don't want to lose the connection and I'm thinking that, I'm speaking and nobody else is there. Okay, good. So, is the pace of the course is good, or is it you're able to follow, all of you? If anybody is not able to follow, please say no. I can try to perfect speed. Okay, very good, pacer. Good, good. Okay. What is the overall scope of the course training? Are we covering all the 5 components? What 5 components? I don't know. What are you trying to say? 5 components. Chandra, can you please type as of now? Yeah, what you have displayed. Okay. No. Okay. Whatever you are saying of Python libraries, sorry, actually, I think these are basically popular Python libraries that I am trying to give you a feel of what are the libraries that you can use it for different things so that, based on the need, you can use them. But see, you need to know, right? Otherwise, how will you come to know what library to be used? Again, I'm trying to re-emphasize, we will be using the libraries as much as required. But what are the things that I'm going to cover up? The basic syntax, pandas, numpy, and matplotlib to a very good extent, so that you can do a lot of data analytics, display, output, all these things I will be covering. But yes, I would be covering scikit-learn based on the need of the project. Like, if I'm trying to analyze some information, yes, I would incorporate scikit-learn. I would, to some extent, like, if you are doing some automation, like at what point of time it is being executed, so I will use Selenium. And most likely that we would not be going into web development, uh, because that itself is a very big course. I would say, if you want to be full stack course, that's what I was telling, you can go through there. I will be covering most of these libraries as and when it is required for our project. So our ultimate aim of this course is, we will be covering the basics in terms of pandas, numpy, matplotlib, so that you can write the basic programming. And since we have picked up two of the projects, we are going to pick up those two projects. And in that project, whatever is required for that project execution, I will be trying to cover. Yes. So just I will be taking a couple of quick questions, so that what are the things that we are covering. We are able to follow. Okay. I'm learning leaks. Will it be helpful for that? I don't know. I would be little frank in that sense that I have not used what is this leaks. I don't know. I need to look at it. I'm not very sure. Uh, if I go through it, I will let you know, maybe in the next class. If you are very particular about it, otherwise, what is this leaks? I don't understand. If you can elaborate, that would be great. Yes. Are we covering the file handling? Yes, that is a very much essential part of our overall program. All the projects that we are going to do, most likely, yes, we are going to have different kinds of data, CSV, text, and XLS. Because Python has a lot of inbuilt libraries. In fact, when I'm going to go to the next ones, I will show you, how, what are the libraries and how we are going to do that. Okay. That is possible. Any books or YouTube videos that you would suggest? Yes. Uh, See, ultimately, what you want to do, that dictates which direction you want to go. Like, for example, you already want to, what I have done is multiple things in different directions. One of them is that, uh, instrument automation. Like, being a scientific community, you can see that I'm a Dr.K.Sudheendra Rao. So during my PhD, I required a lot of instruments to be connected. At some point of time, I used to generate, for a single experiment, approximately 8 GB of data. Okay. For a single experiment, I used to run such experiments approximately, 6 to 7 days in consecutive. And I used to analyze that data with the help of my own written code. Okay. So that's where I had learned a lot of these tools and technologies. And of course, one of my, as I started doing all that, I have also developed codes for automatic trading, analysis of data in terms of share market data. That is the other segment. And some of the users wanted to analyze their own scientific data. I have written those codes. And uh, website wise, yes, I have not used Python for web development, but I had done other things. So it all depends on what you want to develop. Python related to ETL or data warehouse. Yes, we have a couple of projects, so we will be taking them. How warehouse, data warehouse. Yes, we do have. We will see, as the project progresses. I will be able to tell you. Yes, data manipulation, machine learning, web development. No, we are not going to cover up the web development. Yes, to some extent, automation. Yes. Okay, thank you. So I think I have MacBook. I don't know if Oracle will run on the Mac OS. I'm not sure about Oracle. For this course, as far as this is concerned, all the it should be supporting all the operating systems. Okay. um I think Raj will be able to answer this. ICS and Informatica more there. You can ask him directly by putting in the chat things, right? Okay. Just give me 2 minutes of break. Let me have some water. Just I will put up the note so that I will just, you will not be requiring. Just give me 2 minutes. Sure. Okay. Um, sure. And I will say 9:05. Okay. Session will restart at 9:05. Um, okay. Thank you. So, yeah. So please try to share your, yeah. Let me see. Some of comments have come quickly. Um, yeah. So ChatGPT support in writing the code integration. Yes, we are going to do that. Most of our projects will be solved with the help of ChatGPT. I will also help you in terms of how ChatGPT can makes the mistakes, and you can quickly, because after all, see, all these tools that we have, they are developed by somebody, right? So there is always a limitation that whatever we are given the training, based on that it will write the code. There could be a lot of mistakes, and in fact ChatGPT, that biggest comment that they always is, ChatGPT can make mistakes, and you need to go through it, with careful. So that is very, very important caution, and you should always verify what is happening, and that is the full purpose of this course. Yeah. So please do share your mobile numbers here, so that if we'll be incorporating you, if you're registered for the course, into the WhatsApp group, and we'll be able to give you whatever is the information that is required on a prompt note to that group. So please do share your details. Okay, that is the mobile number, so that if you have already given, um, uh, at this point of time you can quickly type. I don't want to unmute anybody. If somebody is asking, sir, I have a one question, please go ahead and type it. I will give unmute access only in the end, so that everybody else is not disturbed. You can listen to me as of now. Maybe towards the end, if your question is not being unanswered, you can always ask me, by unmuting yourself. Okay. As of now, please type the question. It would be much more easy for me to answer those. Okay. Yes, please do share your numbers. That would be, if you have already shared, share it again. Nothing being lost, right? So that would be helpful for us in creating the group. Okay. Okay, we'll continue with the session, and we will see how much which ID is best for Python. Okay, somebody is asking the question. So actually, in fact, I'm coming to that. Setting up the environment. You can go through that, and after going through this, you will not have that kind of confusion there. Okay. So for this whole of this course, we will be using environment called Anaconda environment, and I will explain you how that is going to be useful in maybe in the next slide. Yes, let me see. Okay, I need to share again. I will stop the share. Yeah, you can see the PPT. Please confirm in the chat. Yes, okay. Tejasvi is confirmed. So yes, fine. So we will be using this Anaconda as our environment, for we call it as integrated development environment. Basically, there is always see, after all, what we are trying to work upon is in a computer, right? So there is a machine that is there, and whatever you are writing, there has to be an interface between you and the machine which is trying to work. So that's what usually we call integrated development environment, where you are trying to write your code. Okay, that is what is integrated. So there are a lot of things which are inbuilt, incorporated, how you are going to use. There are front end, back end, all that, together we will call it as integrated development environment, how it is. Okay. So for Python, you would be requiring two of them. One is Python itself. If you install Python, yes, you can run the Python code independently. You don't require, Anaconda separately. You write a program, you can execute Python directly through the command line. You must have used in Linux command prompt. Windows also you have something called CMD. You can always run a Python program with the help of, if you have installed the Python, you can run. But for developing, it is always easier to use a very good environment, which will be of helpful for you to develop quickly, and debug and whatever the errors that you're encountering, because once Python complete program, once it is written, you can always make it stand alone and you can run it on any of the systems. But for during the developmental phase, you would be requiring a good interface where you can write your program. So Anaconda is one of the very popular interface. I will just take you quickly through how you can install this Anaconda. Good thing about this is that if you install Anaconda, you don't require anything else. Just that itself is straight away, you can use it. And let me make full screen shared. Okay. um, so I'm sharing the whole screen so that you can see other things that I'm opening up. So let me see where my, okay, yeah. So you go to just Anaconda. uh, I will share this link again, if you have not done, because somebody might have joined freshly, so I don't want anybody to miss out. Just I'll quickly share this on the chart, so you can open up here. This will give you directly. They will also collect your data if you go to the just directly, basically Anaconda page. and you can always create an account so that some of the things can be done. They will ask you an email ID, so they will tell you that a new thing has been launched, and a lot of little bit of those things will come, and it will be helpful. And there is always you will be also receiving a lot of mails from there. So as of now, you can directly go to here, and it will open up, and directly you can click on download, and it will show you. This you have to open you can open it on any browser. Search like it could be Chrome, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, whatever you have. This has lot of version compatibility. Um, Sorry, I think I have sent it only somebody. I will just post the link for everybody. Okay. Uh, this Anaconda is backward and forward compatible. What do I mean by that? Older operating systems, newer operating systems, all the Windows, Linux, there is a lot of compatibility that is available. Of course, there are limited features. With the latest version, you will have a lot more things. If you have a latest system, that's always the best. A lot of helpful will be there. Some of the packages might not be compatible in the older versions. So I would suggest ki try to download the latest version and try to use it. Just you click on save, it will get saved. I have already downloaded. I think if you click, it is approximately 1 GB kind of data. You can download it into any of the folders. Just you run the program. It will be able to it will start off, and quickly you can install. Some of you might face some of the issues if you have specific systems which might not have administrative access. To install any program with a full-fledged all the features together, I would recommend that an administrator account to be used. If you are not sure, then I would suggest you can always right click here, run as an administrator. This would be the best, right? There you will not have any kind of issues that you are facing. Just you click on run an administrator, it will be able to run with all the things. And of course, based on your operating system that you are using, it will automatically install 64-bit or 32-bit, and you should be using it an appropriate one. Okay, just you click next. Since I have selected administrator account, it is saying all. Otherwise, it would have said just me. You keep on proceeding like that. Just these are typical things. Until unless you are worried about very high data privacy and things like that, you can just go ahead and press next, and go with the default things that are options that are given, and just install, and then it will start installing. And that should complete approximately, based on your system speed, 5, 10, 15 minutes kind of timing. It should be able to finish. Again, please, all of you, this is my sincere request. I would request that all of you, whoever is listening to the class, please share your contact numbers. That would be helpful for us in terms of communicating all the things to you, in terms of what is happening in the course, what are the updates, if there is any modifications, anything like that. Please, we can also that will be very helpful for us. Yeah, thank you. So we'll continue. So once you install, once you complete the installation, it in the end it says, do you want to launch Anaconda Navigator? So that is the thing that is there. Once it comes, you know, it comes. Okay, it comes like this. Okay, where is it? Yeah. So this is the Anaconda Navigator. This is the Anaconda Navigator. It gets launched here. I will show it to you on my system. Anaconda Navigator. Anaconda. Okay. So please make sure that you are not getting into something else. Try to make sure that the Anaconda, the logo that you see is the correct logo. Okay. So please always make sure that you are using that. Okay. I think you're able to see the whole screen. Let me see. I would, yeah. let it be there in the chart. Okay. uh, One of my sincere requests would be to all the participants is that don't try to engage with some other participants beyond a the course wise. There are some cases that Raj has been reporting that some of the places where they are trying to ask some of the things beyond what is your things, somebody asking for money and like that. So please do not try to encourage any of those kind of communications. Please restrict yourself related to the course. Okay. So I have launched the Anaconda Navigator. Let me see where it is. Okay, it has come to Anaconda Navigator. Can you see this? I have launched the Anaconda Navigator. This is how it will look like. um, there are a lot of inbuilt features that are available here. So but we would be using Jupyter Notebook. The whole course we will be using mostly Jupyter Notebook, and there are other things that are available. You can explore them, but we will not be covering any of that. We'll be using only Jupyter Notebook. um, so just you can launch from here. This is one of the ways where you can launch your Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So this, once you launch the Jupyter Notebook, whatever the default browser you have, in my case I think it is Chrome. Let me see. Yeah, this is Chrome. Let me confirm. Yeah, this is Chrome, right? So this is the Chrome that I have. So my default browser is Chrome. So it goes into the Chrome and opens up something called like this: localhost 48 and tree. Whatever the programs that I have written, this is the default folder that I have installed, that goes there, right? So this is the basically the interface at which there is a your programming language, that is Python, is trying to interact with us. Whatever that I want to tell, how it has to be functioning. This is the interface that I have. Okay. There are multiple things here. You can save it in a folder, whatever. You can always create a good way to do is, since I'm using this only for limited things, I have put it as here. Whatever I have done it for a demo class and for some things that I have done. You can always start a fresh notebook from here. Okay. You can click on new and go for Python 3 and try to do. If you have somewhere else already a written program, you want to take that program into this notebook environment, you can always upload. Okay. Whatever is the program that is possible, you can always take it inside some other existing notebook. Okay. You can click on this, you can click download. It will ask you where you want to download. You can save it always where you want to save, right? So there is a this kind of so you can download, move into different folders. You can always duplicate. There are different options for each file that has been created. Okay. So I will try to quickly take you through one of the new files. And as soon as you click on this new Jupyter Notebook, it opens up with a fresh completely environment like this. Let me see if I'm missing anything. So I hope all of you are able to understand up to all the way here, that you start installing the Anaconda. You go to Anaconda website, download the latest version, try to install. If you are facing certain restrictions, try to install it from an administrator account. It should be able to install successfully. And you will be using the Jupyter Notebook interface for our programming. So Anaconda is basically a backend navigator, which has that all the lot of inbuilt libraries, etc. Just I will go through what are the advantages of Anaconda in the next slide. But as of now, you assume that you should be able to come all the way up to here without any trouble. I hope this is clear to you. what is the difference between Anaconda, PyCharm, Jupyter Notepad? Yes. So this is a question that people commonly have. So I will just that question is there. I will just explain why we are using Anaconda specifically. So Pike Anaconda is in the next slide. That time I will also explain you why other things, for what purpose you can use them. It also depends on your orientation, your way of approaching a problem. Somebody might be always wants to debug each line of code. Okay. Then people use PyCharm. That would be much more is for debugging. But whereas if you want to uh, do a line by line execution, try to understand how it is working, what are the outputs, you want to break it into smaller parts, then Jupyter Notebook is one of the easiest ways to write the program. So for me to teach you, I think Jupyter Notebook is more appropriate compared to PyCharm. Okay, because there you will be requiring a lot of codes, all the things written together, and will be executing step by step. But here there are different blocks. This is called block. First block, I can write the code, get it executed. Maybe once I demonstrate it to you, you will understand more. Let me take a quick time. Okay, 9:20 here. So yeah, so I hope all of you are able to come all the way up to here. You're able to follow. Please confirm the message. Are you able to follow up all the way here? If you are facing any problem, please let me know in the next session. We will try to help you. And uh, of course, you can always watch this video again and try to whatever the things that you are trying to make sure that you will be able to come up to here. Okay. One person has confirmed yes. um, are there more number of people? People are there, but they are not typing. Please confirm. Okay. So there are different versions. So as of now, please do not try to launch or anything as such. Please leave it as it is. Try to do it. We will see. No, please only try to follow what I'm trying to tell you. Have you been able to follow? Just install the Anaconda, run the Jupyter notebook, and try to do it today, not now, today. And if you are facing any problem, we'll try to work upon that, in the next class, whenever the time permits. Okay. So try to do downloading the Anaconda and install it and run up to all the way up to Jupyter notebook. I hope this much. I'm sure you're able to follow it. If not, please approach us in the group. We will try to help you in the WhatsApp group how beyond the class, so that you'll be able to do the same. Okay, I will try to quickly go through the next part. Yeah. So this is the environment. Why do we use Anaconda? Because this is one of the open source Python distributions. Of course, there are a lot of advantages that we have with the PyCharm and other things. But Anaconda is also having enterprise ready data analytics platform. What do I mean by that? Um, so there is also a commercial support. Like for example, if there are people who are working for commercially, that if I'm facing some trouble, I can always, like, if I'm taking a proper license, a paid version of Anaconda, there would be some people who can help us. What are the troubles that we are trying to face, what are the problems that we are facing, they are there who are going to solve that problem. It is like this: you have Python being open source, but still you have enrolled for this course, right? Why? Because you want certain amount of help. Not everything that is available on the internet everybody can see it, but you want certain hand holding with the ease you want to learn, right? That is the same thing that is happens with the Anaconda. You have enterprise ready. If you as a company, if you have become a very big and you can afford to pay at some point of time, you can go with enterprise ready data analytics platform. So that will help you in all the support that is required. Okay. There are around 4,000 popular Python packages that are inbuilt. So as soon as you as soon as you install Anaconda, these number of packages already coming in along with it. Okay, so you don't need to keep on installing them, and a lot of data analytics sign lot of them are already getting installed in one go, so it becomes much more easy for you to start working on the pack directly the project, rather than thinking of, okay, that library needs to be installed. Of course you will be required a customized library for certain applications, but otherwise it is most of the things are available. Like for example, maybe APIs need to be installed, so there is a big data environment support that is also there, so that there is a large amount of data environments, like Hadoop, a lot of things that are possible, uh, that support is already there in Anaconda. That is advantage with Anaconda. And why are we using Jupyter Notebook? Again, it's a very easy and interface. As I was showing it to you, it's once I start programming it, you will understand more. What do I mean by that? It's much more. So I will show you. There are two ways in which you can launch the Jupyter Notebook. Once I go there on the desktop, I can go through Anaconda Navigator. That is here. I can launch. That is from here. Wherever you find Jupyter Notebook, launch from here. That's what I had done last time. So just I'll quickly I'll quickly end here. And the second way that you can launch the Jupyter Notebook is you click directly search for Jupyter Notebook and launch there. Okay, that is the second way. It launches the Jupyter Notebook separately, not from Anaconda distribution, but both are one at the same. Either you launch it from there or here. The code is there at the back end. Anaconda, once it is installed, all the libraries, everything is there. uh, yeah, usually I standardly follow directly launching the Jupyter Notebook rather than Anaconda distribution. But for installation, yes, you can do Anaconda, not just Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is just a front end. It doesn't come with a lot of inbuilt libraries. That's why I'm suggesting you should install Anaconda and use the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so these are the two ways in which you can launch the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and I have shown you how a new notebook can be created. That just you go there. Again, I will show it to you once again. Any new notebook, just by default it will come like this. Once it is launched, you go here. There is a new notebook that you can create it from here, Python 3, right? So that is, if you click on this, a new notebook will be created. Okay, so that's the way we are going to start with the Jupyter Notebook. So basically in the Jupyter Notebook, there is something called these are cells. We call different cells. Like for example, I can keep on adding. These are different cells where I can write different commands, and there is a whatever the code that I'm writing, I should be using this run button to run, or shift enter. These are the two ways in which I can run the command. uh, uh, so these are the simple things, but yeah, I'm trying to explain so that you can follow. So there is a kernel. Basically this is the backend that is trying to compile the program. So if you think there is some problem, something that is happening, you are not able to fix for any reason, you can always run the backend. Your system is hanged, you can interrupt, you can stop the execution at in between. It happens in the program. You are writing a loop, it has gone into infinite loop. Okay, so you can interrupt, you can restart the kernel, start from the beginning, because you want to reset some of the variables and make sure that the program is running appropriately. You can always restart and restart output. You can as I'm going through the programming, I will explain you what are the things that you can use it at different points of time. You can also shut down, change the, if you have installed multiple versions of Python 3, Python 2.7, different versions of Python, you can always change the kernel on the back end which Python you want to use appropriately. Okay. So that's the about Jupyter Notebook. And quickly, let me see how much, what else is left. Yeah, so we will start quickly with the basic syntax. We are left with a little bit of okay, 9:30. So another 10 minutes of time. I will try to quickly take you quick things so that you will be able to start with something on your own today. So that that is the assignment that I would give. Please try to follow all the way up to here and try to run at least couple of small things so that you can understand how the program is working. I'll quickly show it to you. So, in this cell, what you need to do is see any conventional program that you write, you will be having multiple things, right? One of them is the comment that I don't want that code to be executed, but I want for users to read. Like for example, I'll just say this is a comment. So how do I define a comment? It starts with this hash in the beginning. That means it is a comment. Okay. That is any line that you want to write. Like for example, I will say print. This is what we had also done. I will say hello Sudheendra. So do not worry if any of you are not able to understand what is the sprint command. You can please try to look around how it is. But after some time, you will not be having those kind of doubts at all. Basically, this print is a command on which you want to display something to the user. That's what we will use. We'll be able to just put it out. Okay, once you have written your comment, just this is a, let's say I want to say test program. Okay, and this is a comment. So I can always run this from the cell. It has printed like this. Okay, if I want to comment this, just I'll put insert in the beginning. I'll just put that, and if I run this, there won't be any output. That's how I can change normal command to this. If I want to change multiple lines, just control slash. Okay, question mark that is there on that same icon. There is a backward slash. So just this is, sorry, this is forward slash only. So just you have to press that. It will it will comment the multiple lines. This is very important feature that you have written multiple codes, lot of lines. You can comment them, uncomment them based on the requirement of the code with much ease. Okay, so this is the first program that I have written. Like I can rerun it and see that my output is coming. Hello Sudheendra. Okay, comment or text that ignore by interpreter. They are two type: one single line comment, line two triple. Yeah, so basically yeah, you are right. At this point of time, let me say this. I'm trying to introduce all the concepts to slowly. So there are some of the peoples who are not be able to follow all the things. So I'll be trying to go a little slow. And there are triple quote, double quote. There are multiple options. As and when it is required, I will try to explain. Okay. uh, let's understand that a lot of people are also there who will not be able to follow it in one shot. As and when it is required, I will try to keep on explaining. Okay, so there are different variables and data types that we will start covering in the next session. We will try to understand what kind of variables that are possible. For strings, we have double quotes as a any double quotes is a standard format. You can also use a single quote also. Yeah, that's the way that we define strings. And we also have we will have that more detailed about exact syntax. What are the things that we are going to do. and in the next class with lot more examples. Okay, as of now, uh, there is also, like for example, if I is equals to 1 to range of, don't worry, if you don't understand any of this, we will make more. I wanted to show something for you to understand. um, what does it mean and which kernel to be selected. It says select kernel. Okay, please, we will try to fix those issues that you are facing. Don't try to do any of those running the programs at this stage. Please pay attention to what I'm speaking. Please try to learn this. Of course, we will go ahead and solve those issues through WhatsApp, whatever the problems that you are trying to face. That's why I have asked the contact numbers. We will record them, and you post it on that group. Some of your friends or colleagues, or me or somebody will try to help you in solving those issues. Okay, and of course I will always be there to finally help. So please understand that there are some color changes that are happening, and also as soon as I press, there is an indentation that is happening. That means that one tab has come to the right. If I'm pressing here, so it knows how things are being arranged. Okay, that's what we call it as indentation. It is very important here. uh, your if loop, in a C we used to have like this. We used to open with a flower bracket and close with the close bracket. But here it is not like that. Here the code is indented. That means, if I'm putting colon here, and whatever the number of lines that I'm writing here, and all these end there, and if I press back, then this if loop is ending there. So any function, anything that you are writing is indented, so that that is part of that code. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that you understand the importance of indenting here. Okay, it's very very important. Otherwise your compiler can completely differently understand, way completely different. Okay, so there is an if else if. We will do lot more examples in the next class. I would not be going through at this stage. If else if, yeah, these are called control structures. You want to have it in a lot more options. There is a loop. You want to run for multiple times. We are going to use loops. We are going to have functions. These are the basic things that we would be covering in the initial classes. And then subsequently we'll start using data manipulations, all the tuples, dictionaries, data structures. Don't worry about these keywords. Maybe after 5 sessions, you'll be able to catch these words with much ease. Because, as we are going into the subject, you will start understanding what are those words, because there I will be explaining more and more. Okay. So this is the one code that I have run, print hello world. In my case, just I have put it as hello Sudheendra. So you can always run that, and you can run it in two ways, either by pressing run or shift enter. So please do install Anaconda, and we will have lot of experience to be able to do it. Yeah, there are keywords that are reserved. Yeah, we will discuss some of those keywords. Special meaning in Python. Yes, there are some of the keywords. We will try to learn them, and like for example, if is a keyword, and def is a keyword. Those are the keywords. We will try to learn them in the next class. Let's not be in a hurry. For today's session, what I wanted you is, to understand that Python is a versatile language, which can be used in multiple domains, and there are lot of inbuilt libraries and support that is available. And I want you to get accustomed with the environment that we are trying to use, and Jupyter Notebook for our programming language. If you have done all the way up to here, for today's class, I'm more than successful, in putting you through this course, into a proper timeline. You are able to do it. So for your understanding, I'll quickly take 5 minutes of time before I open to question and answers, so that we will be able to learn little more about what is the course and how we can enroll. So you can go to Raj Informatica. That is where this course we can enroll. So I am the instructor. So today the first session is going on, and this we will put it up for recordings available for you for to rewatch, and uh, for if any of your friends are interested in enrolling, please do share and try to also help others who would be really get benefited out of this course. If you think it is true, share this information with them. And we have 15 plus sessions are going to be there for beginners, and that's what yes, we are going to share this PPT. As I told you in the beginning, this class on every Monday, Tuesday, only Wednesday will be off. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday on all the 4 working days from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. If there is any change in the timings, I will let you know. As of now, we are going to have from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And if there is any change in the plan, I will update you. Okay. So there is a detailed course structure that we have given. So what are the things that we are going to cover? So today's is the first session. We have done this introduction to Python and setting up the environment. So we'll be start discussing about the basic data types and variables in the next class, and what are the control structures. These are different things. I have just maybe I'll just go through data science. Okay, course details. Yeah. So this is taking some time. Okay, that's okay. So we have this course designed for anybody who even doesn't understand the programming, to be able to feel confident by the end of the course that no as of now we are not changing the timings. We are going to retain the same timings from 8 to 10, until unless a lot of people are facing some trouble, if they want to make it little 15 to 20 minutes before or after, only small timing changes. I'm not going to change as of now any other timings. Yeah, 8 to 10, until unless lot of participants are facing the issue, we might have like 10-15 minutes plus or minus on the morning side. That's it. Otherwise all the 4 days are fixed. We are going to have it like that. Okay, so we have this course, we'll be doing 2 projects from end to end. From 5th session onwards, we'll be starting off with the project. So I will be helping you using the ChatGPT and trying to solve that real life, some of the projects. First 5 sessions, including this one, maybe another 4, we will be talking of basics, Python, and some advanced topics, NumPy, data, matplotlib, how to use them. It's a little bit of basic syntax and what are the things that are required. But immediately we will jump into, the projects and some advanced tools, how you can use it for your programming, advantage. So like API, etc. If it is I'll teach you with API, but yeah, that how deeper we'll go is depends on your choice of the projects. If you make a choice which requires an API, I will be going with a lot more. Yes, data structures using Python. I don't know. We will cover data structures, but to some extent, yes, we are going to have data frames and some, but not definitely much deeper, like Oracle. As I was telling, all of you whoever has subscribed to this, for this course, you will be having a separate 15 hours lectures that has been made it complimentary for you. Please go through those. You'll be able to understand a lot more there. um, Again, I'm putting back my course that this course is designed that for the first 5 sessions we are going to learn the basics and whatever is essential for starting off with a project. Then most of the things that we learn is through project. Whatever is required to solve that problem, we are going to do that directly with the help of the project. Okay, so this is the course structure. We'll in the second session we'll learn about basic data types and variables. We are going to talk of control structures, how that will be useful in terms of conditional statements, where and all there are multiple examples, conditions like that, exact syntax, how that will be used. So each session is going to be of 2 hours each for you to make it deeper understanding of the subject, basically, especially syntax in the beginning. And yeah, thank you. Sorry, I had lost connection, and since I was not the original host, so I think I had lost some connections. Yeah. So sorry for the trouble, and we'll continue from there quickly. So we have this course, that we are trying to, mostly we are through. So I would just quickly go through, and then we'll be open for a couple of questions. Yeah, so this is the course structure that we have. We would be covering, as somebody was asking, write and read data, introduction to pandas, how you can use the pandas, basic visualization, data analytics, and we would be immediately starting off with the project implementation. We would be doing some advanced data handling, and all this we would be covering. And some level of AI will be used in the course. Where is the content? Yeah. So we will also have, core logic of the project, testing and debugging, optimization and performance tuning. This also will be doing, how we can improve faster way that things are there. And of course, some of the documentation guidelines when you're writing a function or anything like that, how you should do it professionally, so that anybody else will be able to read it, some of those tips. And so that when you present your project anywhere, you can say that I have followed a systematic way to write a project, so that it will be readable by others. That's the basic documentation that we would be covering. So that makes the whole course. So this is right now, good number of participants have already registered. I would this is from our side, it's a request that if any of your friends or anybody who could get benefited from out of this course, please do recommend and suggest, so that they will also get benefited by participating in this course. Yeah. So the course fee is around 5,000 rupees, and please contact the Raj Informatica. That number is there. Either you can, the support numbers that are there, you can contact them, and they will help you with how to enroll in the course, etc. So I'm open to questions now. I think I'm not overshooting the time. Yes, it's still, yeah, another 8 minutes are there. If required, I can take little more time. That's okay. Please do, if you ask every time when we want to open Jupyter Notebook, we need to launch it, sir. Yes. See, basically, whatever the program that you want to run, it will be run on the Jupyter Notebook. So whenever you start your computer, you will be required to run the Jupyter Notebook. So like, for example, my computer is already running. So, it's saved and it is already available. You can save the file with whatever the name that you want. Let's say this is class 1. Okay. And rename, just it saved as a class. Don't worry about, just I'm trying to save it to you, so that I can close here, close and halt. Then you will see that, I'll refresh here. You should get class 1. Can you see this? Class 1 has come. So that is the way you can save your files. So yes, if somebody wants to ask question, please type that you want unmute access. I will give you unmute access so that you can speak. Or else, if anything, everything is going good, we'll continue. There is no way of creating shortcuts and open directly. Yeah, you can, because like, for example, in my PC somehow that doesn't come. But yeah, this it depends on which operating system you are using. There is an Jupyter icon that comes here. You can always right click and pin to taskbar. It will be there. So in this case, I'm not getting the Jupyter notebook icon, but otherwise, yes, you will get a Jupyter notebook icon. And then, if I can always end this, by closing this. I have closed there, but this icon is there. If I click on that, the Jupyter notebook, this has coming to Windows PowerShell. Ideally this should open up the Jupyter notebook. So in your PC, you might get that Jupyter notebook icon. If that is coming in, it is possible. Else, you can also launch from Anaconda Navigator. I have pinned there. I can always close here. Yes, I have not run there, right? Where is my Jupyter Anaconda? Okay, Anaconda Navigator. Yeah, this has come. Let me see. I'll close the PPT. So just let me see what else is left. That's it. So these are the question and answers. So tomorrow's next session will be on Monday at 8 a.m. Okay. So that will be the session. So yeah, let me see where is the Anaconda. But easiest way is that you can pin it into the taskbar. It will come on the bottom. and there you can directly launch. It depends on which version of Windows you are using. On my other PC that is there, but here it is not coming. You can always look for pinning there as a shortcut, and yes, you can launch from there. Yeah. Any other questions you have? Any doubt or any way that regarding the course or the content or installation in general related to the course?
Can we get the content PPT?
Yeah, sure. Most of the PPTs, yes, until unless it means you are a registered participant, yes, we would be giving all the presentations. If it is something, not confidential information is not there, definitely we will sanitize that information. We'll share it to you. That should
Okay,
not be.
sir. So the first thing that we have to do is register on that website, right? The website that you showed, Raj
Yeah,
Informatica.
that's right. That's you can contact our WhatsApp number, that Raj Informatica's contact number. Where is it? Python course. I think Raj, are you there, or some other member from the team has joined? I think. Can you please post on the number on which they can contact you for registrations in the chat?
Yes, I'm posting here. This is Karthik. I'm posting the numbers like they can call to us or they can WhatsApp us on the numbers.
Sure.
And they can complete the registration.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. And one more thing, sir, which I had asked about from the AI and machine learning and data science perspective. I understand you have an extensive course curriculum, but apart from that, do you want us to refer to some books or maybe some Udemy course or a YouTube course which would be helpful?
For what? For what do you want to do that? Any specific
For
reason?
data science, AI, and machine learning perspective.
See, data science, if you want a certification, yes, I would say there are different organizations which are having that, kind of options where, in fact, even this course certification, Raj Informatica is having sufficient visibility among, lot of people. This certification that you have done, Python for AI certification, will also help. But if you want a full master's course, or there are different organizations which offer, and Raj also has put in a full stack developer course, so that certification would help you in getting a suitable job openings based on the Python. That
Sir,
should be possible.
I am planning to pursue an MTech in AI and machine learning,
Okay.
but Python is the prerequisite for it. So that
Okay.
is where I just wanted to make sure that if there is any other book or YouTube video
No, I
or
don't think so.
courses.
You will be requiring, because this course I'm trying to cover all the basics that are required for a Python. But if you're enrolling for a machine learning course, that's very good. So we will cover some machine learning concepts and AI topics, but very limited to our projects. It will not be a full-fledged machine learning course. It will be rather, I don't know, based on the demand and popular requests that we receive. Maybe we might float one of the machine learning course, or AI based. We can we will based on the requirement. But as
Okay.
of now, you can assume that for this course we will be covering some of those topics. But yeah, beyond that, you will not be requiring anything that is required. And of course, as and when you face any trouble, and there is a lot of support system, you can go through YouTube, whatever the problem that you are facing. See, Python is such a lovely language that lot of support system is available. Whatever at what stage you face the problem, you just search for that information. Like for example, I will say just like I want to understand what is a factorial program. Okay, for Python. Okay, you search. There is a always these websites that come, and whatever the things that you want, most likely it is available, right? So it's a fantastic support system, lot of community that is working, and that's the power of Python. And in this course, uh, we will be covering majority of the topics, but
Okay.
beyond that, yes, you need to explore.
Yeah, one last question, sir. Sorry.
Sure.
Uh, from the hands-on perspective, do you, or from the exercises perspective, would you be suggesting some exercises which we would be
Correct.
doing at
Correct.
our side, so that we get some hands-on on how to do the programming?
Correct.
For particularly as far as myself is concerned, I am absolutely new to Python as well as programming, so I don't have a programming background at all. So that is where I'm just worried that if I get some hands-on, I'll have at least some exercises in which I can do some hands-on on my own, and I'll try to cope up with the class and the pace of learning that you will be providing.
Yeah, Vibhav, right? Vibhav Raman. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. So yes, actually this course, in fact, me and Raj were discussing at some point of time. This course was exactly designed for you kind of people, who wants to start with Python, who doesn't know anything about programming, and they also will be able to learn a lot from this course. And we will start from there. We assume that you don't know anything, neither programming nor Python. So that's why we are going to use ChatGPT and use the ChatGPT to generate some code, and we will help you in building any project. That's why we have taken up 2 projects. We will do, of course, you would be free to develop your own projects, whatever you want. If any help is required on WhatsApp, we will be able to help you. But those 2 projects, we will do it in the class and try to figure out what are the problems that we face, and all the basics that we are going to cover. We are going to cover those topics uh, with hands-on exercises to you, and you will be doing. See, eventually, if you are sincere to learn, we are, as a platform provider, will help you in all the directions so that you will be able to learn. So you have to put in those efforts, and we will try to make you a perfect programmer without knowing the programming language. That is the purpose of this course.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That really helps, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Vibha. So my only request would be that, please do share this course information with any of your friends whom it might be relevant for them. So that would be helpful for them. And, it will be this is our sincere request. Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else? Any other questions?
And next class we will be having on Monday, right?
Yeah, Monday. So Monday at 8 a.m. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 4 days a week.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Vibha. Yeah, anybody else who has the questions? Or else we are just let's try to be in the sticking to the timings, so that everybody has their own further engagement. So I don't want to take since we have started just 5 minutes late, so we can spend some more another couple of minutes if anybody has any questions. Otherwise we can end the session. Yeah, anybody who has any questions? So I have displayed the support numbers. Please contact them, and they will help you in registering the course, and all the content. There one good part about Vibhav, just for your information, I was just telling that this recorded sessions of Raj that is available, that 15 hours of session, that would be really helpful for you. As you find the time, please go through it, and we will be able to you will be able to understand a lot of what is data, how that is organized into data structures.
Where can I get that, sir? Please.
Yeah, once you register, you will be getting that access to all the older recordings of Raj's that Oracle and some database in videos, recorded videos.
So, would the database knowledge, is the database knowledge required? I mean, from the AIML perspective, is that required?
Yes, to greater extent, yes, AL and ML will be requiring some amount of database knowledge, but it's not that difficult to understand. You go through those videos. If you are finding it difficult, please ask those questions in the course. We will be able to answer those, and we'll be able to help you in understanding those things.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm having trouble installing Anaconda. It's coming settings, the package cache is not moving. Okay. So if you are facing these problems, please try to post it in the WhatsApp group. I will try to help you out in installing. So quick couple of if you are facing any problem, try to restart your PC quickly, and you restart your PC and try to run the installation as an administrator. Most of the problems will get away with that. So package cache, so sometimes it does happen. Maybe your system is too slow or it is stuck somewhere. uh, so my suggestion would be restart your PC, run as an administrator, and leave for some time. If your system is really old system, it can take around 10 to 15 minutes. At some stage it goes and stops there, but don't worry, you just run it and leave it for, even if it is not running for after half an hour, then you be worried about. At max, it should not take beyond half an hour. Okay, so that makes the session come to an end. So if anybody has any questions, please, we'll put it on the WhatsApp group, and I will try to answer there. Hope you have enjoyed the session, and we will be able to interact further. We'll deep dive into Python, in the from the next class onwards. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mm. Okay, I'm ending the meeting. Thanks.